Hey, Damian Costello here. I got to play Aiden Fort in the movie Dogpatch, so if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's a short sci-fi thriller directed by Tristan Ray, director of photography Clayton Potter, and co-starring Tim Grassi. It was a lot of fun. Dogpatch. So Tristan Ray calls me one day and he's like, "Hey man, like I got this story and it's pretty cool and it takes place in this old park called Dogpatch, USA down in Arkansas." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool," and started looking into it and found some really cool videos on YouTube, things like that, and then we realized though you can't go in there. It's prohibited. You can get in trouble for going in there, trespassing, all sorts of stuff, and so we were kind of disappointed, going, well, how are we going to shoot this movie Dogpatch if we can't shoot it in Dogpatch? You know, it would take away from the story if we shot it anywhere else. Kind of like the show Ozark is shot in Atlanta. For me, kind of kills it because I live here in Ozark, and come on, you're shooting it in Atlanta. Got to bring films here. Missouri and Arkansas, that's where it's at. So anyway, I called a good friend of mine, Deborah Watson. She knows everyone. She's a producer around here. And I told her about the idea, and she goes, "Oh, I know the current owner, Bud Pelser. He's a friend of mine. Here's his phone number. Why don't you call him?" Like, "Are you serious?" Okay. So I call Bud, and he answers, and he's like, "Yeah, just bring release forms, and I would love to have you guys shoot a movie here." That's it. Okay. So we started the schedule. I called Tristan and Clayton. I'm like, "Guys, we have permission." They're like, "What? Are you serious? It's on." So they got a hold of Tim Grassi, who's a good friend of mine, and he's also the co-star in this. And Clemson Charm. And next thing you know is we have a cast, we have a crew. It's really cool. So we're like, all right, let's go shoot. This kid Eli, who you'll see in the film, we went down to his house, and that's where the opening scene was. And Dogpatch is only about, I think, 10 miles from his house. And so we get everything. We get the first scene done, and we have a set time with Bud to go to Dogpatch. And we showed up about an hour early. So we show up to Dogpatch. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and you know, we need to scope some stuff out before we start shooting. Keep in mind, this is a run and gun film, so we don't have any shot lists. We have a list of shots that we potentially want, but we don't know what things look like or what we're going to run into, what's safe, what's not safe. So anyway, the gate's open, just like Bud Pelser said he would do. He'd leave the gate open, and we're in there and we're scoping around and just walking the park and checking some really cool things out. Pretty creepy, but awesome. And then all of a sudden we hear beep 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 beep. Hey! We all freeze, and I swear I heard a shotgun rat. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But we freeze, and then we hear, "This is private property!" Hands up. And then I just yell out, "This is Damian Costello. Are you Bud Pelser?" "Yeah! Come on over!" So that's when we met Bud Pelser. We go over, and he has a wolf, and she's beautiful. And you'll see some pictures of her. And we meet Bud, and he was really thrilled to have us in the park. He was the owner at the time. I know things have changed now. But he was very humble, honest, just really cool. Handed over the release forms that we had to protect him. And, you know, we went and we shot Dogpatch. The movie is the result of about a day and a half worth of shooting. And, I mean, it was so much fun. We explored and saw just so many amazing things. I mean, it was great. Now, let's talk about that fight scene. So, there's a scene where you can see part of it in the trailer, and then I'll show you part of it right here. I'm instructed by the director to walk upstairs in this old house and just search. Keep in mind the gun was plugged and unloaded, no firing pin. So, it was a real firearm, it's not operational anymore. So if anyone is wondering about that, impossible to be fired. So anyway, I was told to go upstairs and search. So that's what I did. And all I knew is I would encounter Eli's character. That's all I knew. So I'm going upstairs and I see this one kind of cracked open door off in the corner, far corner by the window. And I'm like, he's hiding in there. I know he's hiding in there, and he's going to jump out and scare the crap out of me. So I'm searching around. I put the gun away. Because I was instructed after about 10 seconds to holster my weapon, and I'm looking around, and Then all of a sudden, boom, this other door that I didn't even know was in the wall. I thought it was a panel. I don't know. This kid comes out of nowhere and just slams me into the wall. Hardcore. So that whole defense thing, you know, that whole thing, I mean, that was a real reaction. And me doing the kind of elbow up against the chin, trying to stay in character and everything, I mean, it felt really cool. It was a real moment. And then he starts screaming, he has no face. He has no face.
What?
And
he has no face.
I didn't know what his lines were going to be. And so the only thing that came out was,
calm down, man. Freaking
me out, man. And then there was kind of that compassionate moment where, you know, I wanted to help him. And I was instructed after that, you know, to help him out. And then all of a sudden the kid disappears and we start shooting the movie again. Oh, so then there was this big foot chase, and that was awesome. And look at those shots. Thanks to Nathan Griffey, he is an amazing drone pilot. I mean, absolutely incredible. Look at those shots. I mean, he gave us Hollywood jib shots and swings and just all sorts of stuff. And I mean, that was his piloting skills. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, Griffey, you're awesome, man. Thank you. We filmed the cool scene in Grice's in the grocery store that you see in there. And besides the few people in the front, they knew that we were filming something, and they were just told to kind of ignore us. Except you see that one guy who's just like staring at me and going, is that a real cop? And why is he wearing those weird tennis shoes? But that's where Clayton has a cameo. Tristan Ray has the first cameo. He bumps into my shoulder and mean mugs me, you know, and we're like, ugh. And then you see the back of Clayton's head, he walks by, and you see Dylan McCormick cut through one of the aisles. And it's just, we have all these like mini cameos kind of, and that's when Tim comes out of the bathroom, and we have our little outside scene. And let me tell you, with that line, all the shrieking and wailing, and what's the difference? When he makes that sound, it took me 20 minutes to get back into character. I'm sure eventually you'll see some of the gag reel. Good Lord, I could not hold it together. Just that whole. Oh my gosh. So Officer Aiden Ford, he was a great character to play. Had a lot of fun. I based his accent off of kind of a typical northern Arkansas accent, but more of someone that's been there their whole life.
Who called in anyway? Probably another meth head?
No.
I just kind of modeled it around that, you know, more subtle, things like that. He's an educated kind of security guard. So Aiden Ford, he is a cop, but it's takes place more in a sci-fi type of world. He's just kind of a deadbeat security guard.
Yeah, I'm on my way.
You know,
Whatever.
big fish, small pond, sheriff's department type of thing. Doesn't really care. Probably's got some issues that he's working on. So who knows? We might tell more of his story another time. But Dogpatch was a lot of fun. It was a run and gun. Like I said, we shot it in less than 2 days, and I'm really happy with it. It's really cool. Go check out Stingray Films, though. They do quite a few cool run and guns, and I usually work with them on those too. It's so much fun. We just did one called James Cobb, and just check out James Cobb. And Emily, look out for Emily. It's coming soon. The first trailer of Dogpatch was shown at the screening of Emily at the Paddle Wheel. So thanks to Larry and Leanne Milton, they're awesome people. So yeah, if you haven't seen Dogpatch, check it out. We were gonna put it on Amazon Prime, but because of all the virus stuff, things were delayed, and we wanted people to be able to watch it. So we have it for free on YouTube right now. So click the link that you see in this video and head over to YouTube and check it out. And we're really excited about it. It turned out great. We shot all of that on a vintage lens too. Some of those shots that you see, I mean, that is all from an incredible vintage lens that is adapted into a Blackmagic. So, and then we have some cool GH5 shots from Panasonic, and then the drone shots, of course. But we were happy with a lot of it. I mean, look at the lens flares. Look, that is a vintage lens on a Blackmagic. That lens flare right there. I mean, can't go wrong. So, hey guys, let's check out Dogpatch.